Hi everybody, welcome to this Expert Division qualifying round playthrough with Tournament Wind for the New Year 2023 9-Hole Cup. Please give me a thumb up on the video, helps me out a lot, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Loads of drops here, replays and adjustments for all 9 holes for the qualifying round. There will be final round guides out on Saturday as well. Always advisable to take a token or two, get familiar with the setups here, and remember these are only suggestions, so tweak them according to your clubs and play style as you need to. Let's get started looking at the new pin locations here on green at point with hole number 1. In this wind angle on this par 4, we've got to go aggressive with a berserker. We're going to add spin first. 5.8 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the left, and look at the second bounce when you've added spin, setting up at P5 max with APOC 5 plus. You can see there I'm aiming at the pin, and it's half of the blue ring inside the rough on the left with APOC 5 and 6. APOC 4, you'll need to stretch out 2 rings to find your position. We adjust max plus 10 power 5 settings on this one. For me, that's going to be 9.2 rings. With APOC 4, you would then need to push up 7 yards after you adjust. Just before the circle breaks in overpower, and then we drag the ball to the left to put outside wall curl to the left, just to gain a little bit of distance and to attack the pin a little bit more. Second bounce in the rough, and this rolls out. A small tweak to the curl here will give you the possibility of a hole-in-one. On this par 3, we're going to set up with the quarterback. Blue ring touching the rough just before +1, that is with quarterback 9 and 10. Then I am going to switch to the rock, so I've got room to adjust. 0.2 backspin, 3 bars side spin to the right. This is a very awkward wind angle and a very awkward pin placement. Push your rings to adjust, that is because the slope will otherwise obscure your view. Mid -15 power 2 settings. This is a frustrating hole anyway, and you may need to put some tweaks here according to wind strength and wind angle variance, but thankfully I've got a drop here as a reference point. Perfect ball away, mid -15 power 2 settings, and it catches the slope very nicely, bounces down onto the green and rolls in for the hole-in-one. If you don't get the hole-in-one, you're going to have a very, very simple putt for the birdie. On this par 5, stretching out to a max distance with power 3, not into overpower though, and it's the top of the yellow ring touching the rough. Just look at the actual bullseye position if you've got different club level. APOC 4 would have to stretch out, but P3 max with APOC 5 plus. Then we're adding spin, 3 left spin, and it's just going to be slightly under 2 bars of top spin. We don't want to go too giddy on the top spin. Max plus 10, power 3, and then after my adjustment I'd push up 4 yards with APOC 5 plus, and you would need to push up 10 yards with APOC 4. Just over 2 balls of left curl. Look at the inner tip of the triangle, it's directly underneath the tee. And once again, as is always the case with the overpower, just before the circle drops, as I don't use grids. We get a drive distance here of around 378 yards. Second shot, we're going to use landing position plus yards. Add spin first, 4 bars of backspin. And then we find the point here with the ball guide to the pin, and then use the plus yardage displayed. +6, we're going to play 76% slider, that is with sniper 10. It will be +8 with sniper 9, minus 10% elevation. So 76% slider, minus 10% elevation. Making the adjustment here, and this is going to have a very good chance for an albatross, subject of course to any tweaks that you might need to build in. Be careful you don't overcook the top spin or the overpower on the drive so that you're not going to roll into the rough. Give yourself a good chance there for the albatross on this par 5. On this par 3, we're going to play with a quarterback and a kingmaker or a kingslayer. 4.5 backspin, 3 bars side spin to the left. Add spin first, and then you want to have the top left of the yellow ring touching the rough with the ball guide going to the pin. So 2 reference points there. Make sure you add your spin first. Try and keep the wind below 8 if you can. Not tested this with any wind higher than 8 miles per hour. And of course, you may need some wind angle tweaks, as is always the case with par 3s. 1-to-1 adjustments, so 7.8 in wind. You're going to adjust 7.8 rings. Minor great left, minor great right have been safe here in testing. They've still hit the rough. As you can see, plenty of room. And this one falls nicely for the hole-in-one. On hole number 5 here, we're going to play with the quarterback first and find the position with the yellow ring touching the rough at P3 max. Then you're going to switch to the Apoc and Cataclysm bag. With a Kingmaker, you're going to add 5.8 top spin and 3 right spin, and then adjust max plus 10. So no need to worry about ring references here. That's why we're finding position with the quarterback first, because it's an easy reference that you will all hopefully have. Max plus 10, power 3. For me, that's going to be 6.6 rings. And then we're going max OP with a slower needle, no curl, just focus on hitting perfect here, and you'll bounce comfortably on the fairway. You can see we've got plenty of room here, and it will roll up the fairway here, getting a nice roll on that uphill slope. Drive distance of around 355 to 360 yards. Second shot with the Cataclysm or the Big Dog, add 1 bar of topspin and find your position here with the third bounce just beyond the fringe. You may need to tweak either the aim or the adjustment here. I miss on the right-hand side. I play true club distance 25% elevation. So it's 2.5% per yard away from max. So I'm 6 yards away from max. So I'm playing this one 85% slider. It's up to you. You can either aim more left of pin by the amount that I miss, or you can add more to the adjustment. I'd rather aim more to the left of the pin, otherwise you might have to adjust into overpower. But it's something to work with here. Going to be a tough albatross from distance with this distance wood club, but you can use this as a reference point and try and get closer, but you're not threatening the eagle. Very simple putt there. If you're enjoying the free content here and want to support the channel by means of a small donation, there are 3 ways you can do this. You can click the thanks button underneath the video. You can use the PayPal link in the video description down below, or you could become a member. The link is also in the video description down below. Any support of the channel is massively appreciated. Time to go aggressive in this wind angle. With a Berserker, we're going to add 5.8 top spin and 2 left spin. And we're setting up with Apoc 5 plus at the top of plus 25. You can see the second bounce in the middle of the rough, just pointing at the edge of the pink bushes there. Half of the blue ring inside the rough on the right with Apoc 5 and 6. Max plus 10, power 5 is the adjustment here. 10.2 in wind, so slightly lower than the mid-range point. I could actually have pushed this one a little bit further. It leaves a mid-distance thorn, and it is a dunk. It may not be for everybody. But max plus 10, P5, full overpower, slow needle, outer wall curl to the left. Apoc 4 will set up at P5 max distance. As you can see, there is room to push up here. This drive is 448. If you get to 460 to 470, that will make the second shot easier, but you might need a token or 2. So for 448 distance of your drive, I'm playing here 50%, so it's exactly mid-distance minus 20% elevation. As I said, the dunk isn't for everybody. I try for a max backspin draw shot, but that doesn't work because of the glitchy areas. So instead, I'm going for the dunk. We have a tutorial on this on the channel homepage if you're not familiar with dunks, but you want the arrows in the back half of the cup. Make sure you zoom in like I'm doing here. Max backspin. And here for 448 yards, going to play this one mid-distance minus 20% elevation. If you get nearer the pin, or rather with a longer drive, you will probably be able to count rings from min, in which case I would suggest you still play minus 20%, but that is untested from me. So it's up to you whether you want to push up slightly on the drive and try and get with a better drive distance. you can do, but if not, we're still dropping this for the eagle with this dunk. On this par 3, you're going to start with a basic ball and add spin. Find 5 backspin and then back up 4 clicks. So you will end up with 4.8 backspin. With the quarterback, then you switch to the Kingmaker or Kingslayer or Centurion, whatever you want. Try and keep the wind below 8. And you're playing red ring to the rough at P3 minimum distance. Make sure you got the sniper in the bag, so you've got a good min line to push against. You'll see the second bounce is just by the fringe there with your spin added. 1-to-1 adjustment here, so 7.8 wind. I'm going 7.8 rings. I've actually dropped this with a minor great right because there is a little slope or a kind of mini funnel here. So I think you've got a very good chance here. If you want to build in some wind angle tweaks as well, then that will help you even more. 1-to-1 adjustment then here. Perfect ball away, and you'll see this bounces on the fairway, catches the slope on the green, and drops beautifully for a hole-in-one on this par 3. Now here I'm going to use a navigator with the Thor's Hammer 6 max top spin, so that's a good amount of top spin there, and 1 bar right spin. You don't have to use a navigator. You can use a Kingmaker if you want, or a Titan, but not really any difference because in this wind angle you're probably not going to adjust into overpower. Second bounce in the middle of the rough as shown with Thor's Hammer 6, red ring touching the rough there that you can see on screen at +2. Max +15 power 1 settings. If you want to take a great left out of the equation or want to go a bit more in line with the pin, I would add a few clicks of curl, but you can see even without curl a perfect ball here is going to be nice with a navigator. If you're playing with a different wind resistance ball, I would test with a token first just in case you need to tweak the adjustment. But you're rolling out there for a very simple eagle wedge. On to the par 5 now to finish. 5.8 top spin, 3 right spin, P3 max with APOC 5+. Look at where the ball guide is pointing there, just to the left of that brownish tree. There is a shadow there. You can use the left side of the yellow ring, just touching the shadow with APOC 5 and 6. APOC 4, you need to stretch 1.7 rings into OP to find your position. Adjust max +10, push your rings to adjust because the trees are in the way. APOC 4 would then need to push up 6 yards to compensate for the lack of distance. No overpower, no curl, just hit perfect. We want the first bounce on the fairway. Second bounce in the rough and the top spin will roll us out. There is an upslope here. You will pretty much never go into the rough on the top. Drive distance 357. Second shot playing with the Grizzly. We're going to add 3.8 backspin and line up with the ball guide to the front edge of the cup. Once we've done that, we're going to keep the backspin but add half a bar of side spin to the right. And you'll see that will give me an offset here of approximately 1 green square. So if you don't want to do the respin, you could just go directly with that spin and set up as shown. It's up to you. Use the landing position plus yards. +1 with Grizzly 9 would be +4 with Grizzly 8. You're going to play that one 80% slider minus 20% elevation. And that is a tweaked percentage here because you'll see I just dropped this one in on the edge. So the revision on the notepad should get you in right at the pin. 2% per yard. Use Grizzly 9 numbers on this one, please. Hit perfect, and this one is going to have a very good chance for the albatross. If you're worried about the tree, then find an alternate approach. But there's no collision on the ball guide. I've been fine in testing. Thank you for watching this qualifying round video. Don't forget to join us on Saturday, not long after the round has begun, for the final round tournament wind condition guide here in Expert for the new year 2023 9-hole cup. Finally, for more Golf Clash content and discussion and free guides, join us on Facebook. Search for BK Golf Clash Facebook group, and I'll look forward to catching up with you all there. Good luck, everybody. See you soon. Bye for now.